What's up, film nerds? It's me, your boy. And don't even ask me what week this is, because I have no idea.
Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to you.
You must give confession.
Oh, I don't think we have that kind of time, Father.
Hello people, welcome back to week number 24, and we started off with Killer's Game, as you could see. Now, it's such a quirky idea for a film that, a hitman with a terminal illness hires hit on himself, then obviously, basically, he gets the call, we had a switch up, you're not ill, you're gonna be fine. And then the hit is still out on him, so then he has to fight his way into surviving, being targeted by several hitmen. It's a completely bonkers and unique idea. I will give the film that. It's definitely a unique concept for a film, and I think it was done well. It could have been done better, but it was done well. I did like his relationship with his girlfriend, and how obviously at first he distanced himself from her when all this goes down. But then by the end, they end up getting married, so it shows despite everything, their love perseveres, and it's good for his character. It's nice development, and how all hitmen stuff was handled was done well. Again, it could have been done better. It was enjoyable, and I had a good time watching it, and that's what matters really. So I will give her 6.5 out of 10. It sounds like a low score, but it was a good film. I enjoyed it. It was literally just a few tweaks here and there. Could have been done a bit better, but it was a good film. Oh, cinema. Come on.
What you just saw was not only a test of our technological prowess, but a clear message to our enemies.
Well played, Gemma. You even tricked your friend so she wouldn't give you away. I was supposed to be finished by now. I'm afraid progress is slow when you only have 3 hands. But I didn't. Oh, darling, make it go.
Megan 2.0. Now, last year, obviously, as you saw, I watched the first Megan, and I was over the moon when the second one came out, and I got to go to the cinema and see it, and I really enjoyed it. I know, firstly, I want to say, I think the first one was better, but I really enjoyed this one as well. The first one leans more on the horror aspect. It was scary, Megan was the threat, and it was kind of creepy, eerie. It did the horror aspect well. Megan 2.0, on the other hand, I think breaks out of that horror bracket and leans more into the more action, comedy. And you know what? This film kind of reminds me of The Terminator. How in the first film, we obviously got Arnold and we got Megan, who is the primary killer. And then welcome to the second film, where that robot that was trying to kill you in the first one is back and is actually trying to help you from another evil robot. Fun would be the main word I used to describe it, because they just went all out on the funniness, the quirkiness, just the jokes and the action. I thought it was done well. Can it be done better? Obviously, and that's why I'm giving her a 7.5 out of 10, because there's always room to grow. But I absolutely love sitting down and watching it in the cinema, and I had a lot of fun, and I hope they do a third Megan film, because I want to see more of the story. I don't mind them breaking out of the mold of the first film and exploring more silly options, you may say. It was a good film, alright, I enjoyed it. Here we are, watching Escape Room. I say we, because I mean me and the little guard. And it's again, oh yeah.
Snap, crackle, and...
But if you say something disrespectful to me like that again, I'm gonna give you the slap your parents should have years ago.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
With pleasure.
Everyone else who sent those invitations died, and whoever sent them is still out there. Don't you want answers?
Zoe,
we can find them.
Escape Room is kind of a Saw type film where you got a bunch of people trapped in this labyrinth of rooms, trying not to die, basically. And now, I'm not the biggest fan of Saw. I think I rated one of them, Jigsaw or something, last year. But I thought this idea was a lot more quirky, and I liked her a bit more than what I did with Saw. You got all these people who are invited to an escape room, and obviously things takes the deadly turn. They obviously work together, and each room has a different theme, which I really like, different puzzles. Big fan of that. And at the end, then obviously some of them die, some of them get out, and then the survivors, the two survivors, they kind of want to stop the games. So it really gives off Squid Game vibes. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10 because it's a quirky film. It was good, not the greatest film, but it had a decent story. I did like the characters, to be fair. And I like the ending, how it leaves you open to the sequel, which obviously there's a sequel, which is next up. So when I watched yesterday's film, Escape Room, I didn't realize it was a sequel, so...
Wait, you guys have played the game before?
How do you think I got this, huh? They locked me in the goddamn submarine.
We sure we need this asshole?
Okay, take 2 tiles to the left.
1, 2.
We're leaving you a path. I don't understand. What's going on?
Now, I enjoyed the sequel to Escape Room, the Tournament of Champions, a lot more, because it says in the title, Tournament of Champions. Now, I love the idea of an all-star cast where a handful of the previous winners of these escape rooms, obviously we have the 2 winners of the first film we've seen, then obviously a bunch more different escape rooms had happened before them. So a bunch of them were on a train and not realizing it's an escape room, and they all get roped back in to partake in this grand champion tournament. And I did like how they were all past winners, which is really cool. There's more exciting rooms in this one, more, deadly shits going on. And I did like how this time they were all kind of forced into it, because obviously if they had an invite, they wouldn't go back. So they were all lured to this one place without realizing what was happening. And only once they realized that they were all familiar with the escape room and had participated in one before, did they realize they were back in it and it was a Tournament of Champions. So I think the story was good. Another set of solid characters, I may say. And I like how perhaps it worked better because they knew what was happening. They knew how things ran. But I thought it worked well. I liked the dynamics between the characters. I thought it was better than the first one. And that's why I'm going to give her a 7 out of 10. It's a quirky pair of films, and I would recommend it because it's just fun to watch, right? Train to Busan, because this turn out I've been watching All of Us Dead. So this is kind of the same vibes, and also has the recruiter guy from Squid Game in it. She's right behind you! Nah, that's never a good thing, is it?
Come up.
Starting with this week, you can see I was coping with Squid Game a lot, and I started watching a lot more Korean stuff, and you'll see that in the coming weeks as well. But the Koreans do well. But the Train to Busan, I thought it was really, really good. It's a zombie film set almost entirely on a train. If that isn't unique, then I don't know what is. I thought it had a really good story and really good set of characters. And the concept behind her as well is genius, because now I can't say I'm a huge zombie person. Not a big fan of zombies, but when they are done well, I love them. Like I said with The Last of Us, when it's done well, I really like zombies. Most generic zombie things though, I don't like. But the Train to Busan, I really liked but the idea that there's a zombie outbreak and we follow these set of characters all on a train, which quickly spreads that outbreak on the train, and they kind of segregate half the train full of zombies, half, and then they block it off for the humans on the other side. It's a really great idea, and it adds more stake because obviously with a normal zombie thing, if you're out in the open, you can run, but being trapped on a train, you're kind of stuck there with the zombies. And the way it unfolds, I really liked. And it also has such a really emotional ending, a really sad, emotional gut punch ending, because you get so connected with these characters in the short time you're watching. And for that, I'm probably going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, because I really enjoyed the film. It's just a really good zombie film. Right, we're watching the Black Phone, because this idiot is a douchebag and making me watch a horror film.
Do you know a kid named Robin
Ariana? Hello?
What if it could help me find Benny?
You can?
I'm with you.
you this whole time.
You have?
A man never leaves a friend behind.
The Black Phone is a fantastic horror film. Now, it's not just a normal typical horror film. You got like a demon running amok in your house, or this Freddy Krueger in your dreams, or Ghostface with the slasher. Even though Scream is fantastic, that's not me dissing Scream at all. It's the best set of horror films. But I like the semi-realism of the film and how we got the grabber being the main bad, and he kidnaps children and keeps them in his basement. And when we follow in this one kid, name on the screen, who gets kidnapped, and things start to take a paranormal turn when this one phone that's not connected to any wires in the basement starts ringing, and the ghosts of the children who were previously locked in the basement and had been murdered start calling him to help him escape. I like the way that they weren't able to escape, but they wouldn't let themselves die in vain, and they are helping at least one person escape. I think that's a brilliant idea. It's such an intense film, and you're always on the edge of your seat, kind of like biting your nails, and your heart is racing, especially when there's scenes like when he's creeping up the stairs and the grabber's just sitting there on the chase sleeping, and you can see him kind of go in for the door and trying to unlock it before the grabber wakes up, and just the way it's all framed and it's all paced, it really gets you on the edge of the seat, and it's really exciting. I thought he was fantastic in doing that, and as well, the story is just really good as well, and it does have a satisfying ending as well. But no, I think the grabber was a really good villain. Yeah, I really didn't expect to be hooked on the film, but I really, really loved it. So I'm going to give her an 8.5 out of 10 because it was just really, loved it. We were watching, hey, hello, we're watching Joker, Folie, Deux. I'm sorry if I missed a page since the last film. What the heck is this? Let me just start off by saying the first Joker was a good film. I enjoyed it. But then we got Joker Folie de Fuchs or whatever it's called. And for a sequel to a film that's established to be really good, it's kind of disappointing. Before the film came out and when it was first announced, my first big problem was the casting of Harley Quinn. Lady Gaga, she doesn't fit the character at all. I don't think, now I'm not saying she makes the film bad on her own, but I didn't like her interpretation of Harley Quinn. May that be because I'm used to Margot Robbie at this point, and I think her Harley Quinn is perfect. That was the first thing that threw me off of the film. You can see that the story wasn't as paced and it wasn't as done as well as the first one, because this time Joker, he's in prison and he's kind of like a celebrity at this point, and I did like some parts of the film. You can see the fame go into his head and he becomes this icon of Gotham City. I did like the idea of him and Harley Quinn's relationship lost men, but again, it's just I wasn't on board with the Harley Quinn. I don't think Lady Gaga, I'm not a big fan of her anyway. I don't like her music, and I don't think she fits the role either. But I did kind of like the way their relationship kindled, and they both kind of like lost the plot lovers. And now obviously the Joker universe is its own universe, because at the end we see Joker, he meets his end. And I did like that. I did like the idea of that. It's just a shame that the rest of the film wasn't as good as it could have been, or live up to its predecessor. So it kind of is a bit lackluster. So there was good ideas in the film, but they needed to do it better, and for that I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 10 because yeah, it could have been done a lot better. I need a day off from these film marathons, so I'm gonna watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I can assure you he is truly a very sick boy.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a classic film. We follow Ferris Bueller who bunks a day off school and gets up to shenanigans, total and utter chaos. Now, I do like the different side stories in the film, first of all, let me say. You've obviously got Ferris Bueller and his friends. He kind of bails his girlfriend out of school, and his other friend who was off sick They all go out joyriding around the city. And then the other side plot I like is the principal, who really has a vendetta out against Ferris Bueller, because he keeps track like the attendance. He kind of goes on his own side mission, leaving the school to try and catch Ferris Bueller in the act and trying to catch him out, which is kind of silly and it was funny. The film overall, the story is all fun. It's kind of like the antics any kid would get up to if they could bunk a day off school. All these characters work well together in the story, and they all have their place and it all fits perfectly. And I like the way the characters all have their little arcs in the film, like Ferris Bueller's friend who finally sticks up for himself to his dad and accidentally destroys his dad's car. And I do like the satisfying ending then, and Ferris Bueller gets caught by his principal. Then his sister, who was against him and him always getting away with things throughout the entire film, sticks up for her brother at the end, and I think that's a really satisfying payoff. You can see there it's meant to be a fun film, and I can see that they had a lot of fun filming, and for that I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a fun, funny, and exciting film you can sit down and relate to, and you can enjoy. People say about Hearts of Gold, but I beg the question, what about Hearts of Iron?
I heard Riri Williams was a genius, but I said to myself, Parker, you gotta meet this kid up close.
I'm Ezekiel. Stain.
As in Obadiah Stane, COO of Stark Industries.
I enjoy the character of Ironheart. Riri Williams is a cool character, and I enjoyed her in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I think her introduction to the MCU was good, and it's cool that she has her own series for us to kind of see more of her. And there are parts of the series I think were done well, and other parts I don't think were done as well. I like how Riri Williams' AI picks up on her best friend who had passed away and kind of embodies her best friend, which was freaky at first for her, but then she realizes that she needs it. She needs like the closure and being able to speak with her best friend one last time. So Riri Williams' version of Jarvis is her dead best friend. But then obviously you got all the gang affiliations with the Red Cloak, or the Cloak, wherever he's called. The casting is alright, I don't mind the casting. Got some cool actors in it. One thing I really like about the show is that you have Obadiah Stane's son, because that takes us all the way back to Iron Man 1, a character we haven't even thought of since then. We finally get more of Obadiah's bloodline with his son, and I thought that was a character that I thought was really cool in the show. It's really cool to connect the show all the way back to the start of the MCU. I thought that was done well. The story had ground to stand on. It was good. I will say it was a good story, but it could have been done better. There could have been parts they did better, especially when it comes to the big reveal at the end, Mephisto. I don't think the ending is as good as it could have been. Like, this entire season builds up to an ending which isn't as spectacular as what a series finale should have been. And it kind of just ends with her making a deal with Mephisto, a character which we've been speculating will join the MCU since WandaVision, and his introduction doesn't feel as satisfying. Like, we were so excited for Mephisto in like WandaVision with Agatha, and then we get Agatha all along. Oh my god, is Mephisto gonna be in it? Then like Doctor Strange, is he gonna be Mephisto? No, it's not Mephisto. Finally, the show we least expect Mephisto to be in, he's here. And it's like, oh cool, Mephisto's here. But is it? I'm going on a Mephisto tangent, but you know, they didn't handle the character as well as they could have handled it. So I'm going to give Ironheart a 5.5 out of 10, and I hope they improve on Riri Williams and they give her character justice like it was in Wakanda Forever. And I do hope to see more of her, especially with the setup of the Young Avengers. But until then, Ironheart itself, the series, gets a 5.5 out of 10. And well, there you have it. That's the end of week number 24. But there you have it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the films I reviewed. I hope you care about my opinion if you've even watched this. Yeah, but generally, thanks very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks very much for being awesome, and I'll see you in week number 25. I think, is number 25 a special week? Kinda, the pattern goes every 5 weeks is a special week, so can't remember at this point, so we'll have to see next week.